Something deeply unsettling is unfolding behind closed doors, inside courtrooms, inside prison walls, and inside a justice system that seems to have forgotten its name. Today, a major development took place in a case that's rapidly becoming a symbol of state overreach in modern Britain. The Court of Appeal reconvened to hear arguments in what many believe is no ordinary legal dispute, but a full-blown political persecution. What happened inside that courtroom should concern everyone who still believes in civil liberties, journalistic freedom, and the basic principles of fairness. Let's break it down, but first, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Today, the Court of Appeal reconvened to consider the ongoing case of Tommy Robinson, independent journalist, cultural activist, and perhaps the most targeted political prisoner in modern Britain. Since 10:30 a.m. this morning, senior judges have been reviewing the latest submissions in what's becoming one of the most scandalous examples of civil persecution in recent memory. And now that the hearing has concluded, we can confirm one thing loud and clear. This isn't justice. This is punishment, pure and simple. It was confirmed today that Tommy remains in segregation inside Woodhill Prison, a technical term they're now using instead of solitary confinement to sanitize the reality. But the details get even more disturbing. Prison authorities have emptied a total of 25 cells just to keep him isolated. That's right. Dozens of violent criminals have been released early to maintain a buffer zone around a man convicted of a civil offense, not a criminal one. That alone should raise every alarm. This isn't about protecting others. It's about neutralizing one man. Let's not forget what this is all about. Tommy is behind bars because he released a documentary that embarrassed the establishment. A documentary they told him not to make. They offered him a deal. Take it down and apologize, and your sentence gets reduced. He refused. He stood by his principles. Today in court, that refusal was brought up again as a reason he should remain punished. Let that sink in. The state is holding a man in isolation because he wouldn't censor his own journalism. That's not justice. That's authoritarianism. Despite professional medical assessments confirming Tommy suffers from ADH and complex PTSD, the state continues to downplay or outright dismiss his condition. The government's lawyers today tried to portray him as fine and stable. But according to his legal team, long-term segregation is causing further psychological damage. In fact, his lawyer today had to plead with the court to acknowledge that calling this segregation instead of solitary confinement doesn't change the harm it's doing. You can reword it all you like. He's still locked in isolation, cut off from meaningful human contact for months on end. More shocking developments were discussed regarding the prison's governor, Nicola Marfley. In the previous hearing, she cut Tommy's legal video call mid-conversation, preventing him from properly communicating with his defense team. No apology, no explanation, nothing. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she went a step further, stripping Tommy of his phone privileges entirely. Why? Because others speaking to him might have been recording calls. Instead of addressing the individuals involved, they cut Tommy off altogether. It's pure collective punishment with no legal justification. After hours of deliberation, the judges gave no ruling today. Instead, they said they'll reserve judgment. No timeline, no deadlines, no answers. They could come back in a week, a month, or not at all before his current sentence ends this summer. This is a tactic. Delay and drag it out so the process becomes the punishment. It's already been months, and by refusing to give clarity, they keep him and his legal team in a state of legal limbo. Outside a few outlets, today's hearing has received next to no media attention. The BBC, silent. Channel 4, silent. Sky News, not interested. If this were a left-wing activist or a foreign national being held in isolation for a civil offence, we'd be hearing about it on every front page. But because it's Tommy Robinson, they turn their backs. Human rights lawyers, civil liberties campaigners, where are they? The hypocrisy is stunning. As one viewer today put it, Tommy is the test case. The system wants to send a message, don't challenge us, or we'll destroy you. They're trying to shut down not just Tommy, but the idea of defiance itself. And yet, by trying to silence him, they've only amplified the message. His documentary is still out there. Millions have seen it. It won't go away, no matter how long they try to keep him locked up. Tommy Robinson's legal battle is about more than just a man. It's about what kind of country we live in. If a civil offender can be held in effective solitary confinement for months while violent criminals are released to make room for him, what does that say about our justice system? Today's hearing only confirmed what many already feared. This is not justice, it's retribution. Stay alert, stay loud, and don't let this story fade. In other news, Sir John Redwood has called for Home Secretary Yvette Cooper to crack down on small boat crossings and for UK Border Force to immediately arrest people steering the boats across the channel. The former Conservative MP criticised current enforcement efforts and branded them completely unacceptable during a recent interview. He argued that Border Force should be instructed to target those piloting the vessels, as they are clearly members of people smuggling gangs. You've got to say to Border Force, one of your prime duties is to arrest the ringleaders and the drivers of the boats. Because we need to break this, Redwood said. The fresh calls have been made to the Home Secretary after new Home Office data revealed just 5 people have been convicted of piloting small boats across the English Channel this year, despite more than 7,000 making the illegal crossing. Discussing the statistic, Redwood questioned why the Home Secretary wasn't instructing Border Force to take such action, and highlighted what he sees as a contradiction in current policy implementation. We had a new policy, a policy of deterrence by Rwanda, which was scrapped. The new policy is to crack down on the gangs, he explained. You can see a member of the gang in each of the boats because they're driving it. They probably collected the fares, Redwood added. The former MP emphasised that these individuals are breaking numerous laws. They are breaking all sorts of laws, from tax laws to seriously endangering people's lives. So why aren't we cracking down on that? Redwood suggested alternative approaches to tackle the smuggling operations. Why don't we do some mystery shopping as well? Because these things are all apparently advertised on the internet for people to pay their sums of money in order to go on these boat trips, he proposed. He outlined how UK officials could pose as potential migrants. Why can't our officials pretend to be somebody who wants to do this and then turn up with the money and arrest them instead? Redwood also questioned the value of money the UK pays to France to help prevent crossings. We are paying the French millions, so we ought to be supervising what we're getting back, he stated. He suggested that British taxpayers should expect better results from this financial arrangement. For our money to France, we should expect them to stop the boats taking up. It's dangerous as soon as they put to sea. He emphasised the need for accountability in the cross-channel cooperation, stating, "We've got to really demand value for money." In a statement, a Home Office spokesman said, "Since January 1st, 2025, CFI Immigration Enforcement have convicted 17 individuals for piloting a small boat, including 5 who committed the offence in 2025. In 2024, 64 individuals were convicted." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.